I don't know. I said this to Maya maybe earlier today or yesterday. I don't know why certain things are showing up on my phone, certain alerts that I'm getting, and it's just like different things are being highlighted. I was going through the mail today. And on one, they sent me something. I don't know whether it was from some it wasn't Alvin Ailey. It was uh, another film house or something like that. And on the back of it, it's like a drag, and then another video, whatever. These videos of them trying to just find ways to emasculate men or just empower and tell women that they're perfect. They're just showing up, and maybe it's what we discussed earlier when you're seeing the world this way. So maybe I need to adjust my way of thinking because maybe my perspective is just inviting all of these things my way to where they're showing up in my face like, God, like, damn, like it's just, I can't get away from it. And in my opinion, it's impacting our culture. So let me get to the actual point. A church that I grew up going to in Montclair, New Jersey. I'm trying to figure out a way to tell the story. All right. So just a church I'm not even going to say it's my main church, but whatever. A church that I attended at some point. I found out that they're having a men's day. No, they didn't invite me to come. No, that's not why I'm salty. Trust me, it's not. I find out that not only are they having a men's day, but that they're deciding to take the men's day to celebrate women and have a woman speaker. Let me say that again. The church is having a men's day. So they decided to bring in a woman speaker and use the men's day as an opportunity to support women. Am I off in being highly offended by this? Am I off in seeing this as one of the reasons why straight men are not in the church? And I just got a text, so let me make sure nobody's telling me something. Like, yo, don't talk about it. This is the problem, and y'all tell me if I'm off on this. And I just watched a video earlier where they were talking about Atlanta churches, and they were calling out a bunch of these pastors that are, what do they call it? Like false prophets, preaching things that are against the word of the Bible, against the word of God. And they're allowing certain things. They're being lenient on certain things where the churches used to be very conservative, saying, hey, this isn't allowed in the church. This is not the word. So therefore we're not accepting it. A lot of churches are welcoming, whether it's welcoming like LGBTQ, whether welcoming whatever. I'm not religious, so I don't really care about those other things. The reason why I'm bringing them up is because it's like, damn, men can't have anything. Here we talk about all the time, we hear that women are the least protected, right? The least protected group of black women are the least protected group of people on the planet, species on the planet, whatever. We always hear that, right? Black men and black men in particular, and it's actually creeping into men overall, but black men in particular may be the least guided. So while black women are saying they're the least protected, black men may be the least guided. When you think about religion, what comes to mind? Structure, discipline, right? Integrity, right? All these different things. I'm structure and discipline, at least. You may not agree with the integrity aspect, but structure and discipline. To me, religion is a very masculine thing. These are the rules. Follow these rules. There's no excuses for breaking them. It's very simple and straightforward. Very masculine. When you think about these things being implemented into the household, what is lacking in the household? Structure, discipline, and integrity. What do men not grow up with, especially if they're being raised by their mama, their grandmother, whatever else, right? Because according to the Black Men's Summit that we showed y'all before with D.L. Hughley, we got our mamas, our grandmamas, our great-grandmamas that raised us, that got us to this point. So what about the other side of that? Now we're living in a world where we're expecting men to be men, right? We're expecting men to be leaders, to handle responsibilities, to be protectors, to be providers, all these things. But we're not teaching them how to be men. We're not teaching them how to be men. We're showing them that be vulnerable and respect and tell women that they're perfect. That's the way to be men. That's the way to be a man. Because you want to know, in my opinion, why? Because teaching a man how to be a man is not something that is going to get a lot of claps when it's shown as content for social media, when it's shown to the rest of the world. Because there's a lot of things that need to go in to raising a man and to teaching a man how to be a man that people may not look too kindly of. Like, people may not look at it and say, oh, that's such a pleasurable experience. Look at that. Because there's a lot of tough conversations and there's a lot of tough things that young boys may need to go through in order to learn those tough lessons for them to survive, for them to be successful in life, and for them to ultimately lead and provide and protect the family. But instead, look what we're given. It's a men's day. And you got the black church, especially, that's already, men don't even feel like going there. There's no point in men going there. There's nothing at all attractive at all about me going to a black church. Christianity, yeah, there's certain things that I look at religion, whether it's Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, the Baha'i faith. There's a lot of different things that I take away from religions that I'm like, yo, that's I can get with that. That's relatable. But actually going to the black church, I have no desire whatsoever. No desire whatsoever. And it's for reasons like this. You can't even have a men's day that focuses on the development of men. Here you have the least developed group of people on the planet. The least developed species on the planet may be black Americans, men, black American men. They're not raised by a father. Right? Father may not be in the household, likely, right? That's what the stats say, right? So they're not raised by a man, right? They go to school. They don't have a lot of male teachers. They turn to the streets because they feel like, oh, I don't have anything. You know, I miss my father. I miss the family, the camaraderie. I miss all these things. So therefore, I turn to something that may not be what's best for me. I may turn to a gang. I may turn to these other things if I don't have sports. Hopefully the kids got some sports, but if not, what do they turn to? How does a young boy learn how to be a man? And then look at all the other influences that they have. Look what they're scrolling through every day. Look at what they're watching on TV all day. Who's teaching them how to be men? And then so you have the group that has the least amount of guidance, the least amount of developmental help. And you decide to say, oh, we're going to bring in a woman to speak to them on Men's Day. This is why Donald Trump won the presidency. And this is why we've talked about it for the last, I don't know, couple months, why culture moves everything. And why culture, for me, just talking about me, was the main reason why I voted for who I voted for, Donald J. Trump. Culture. It was culture and RFK Jr. Maybe RFK Jr. first, but RFK Jr. stuff was very cultural based, and we're actually going to get ready to have a conversation about that, transition into that. But when you look at the culture that we're living in and the culture that is being pushed on us, in my opinion, especially when it comes to raising our young men, the other men have to do a very good job of standing on principles and stop allowing these groups to compromise you. And this is what bothers me so much about it. Men know exactly how hard it is to be a man. Men know that. So for you to know that, and then to allow something like this to happen at a church where you got a men's day and your focus is on bringing a woman speaker and focusing on how we should uplift and empower black women, that's a problem. That's a problem. And then we sit back and wonder why we're in the position that we're in today with no leaders, with kids that can't read, with kids that have no discipline, with kids that have no leadership. None of these things. We sit back and wonder because we're failing the next generation of leaders. That's just my opinion. All right, so let's keep it moving. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.